Good morning, my name is Nicole, and today I'm going to talk to you about the small shifts in change. So one of the things I noticed is that I've been I've been surrendering a lot of things to God lately. And what I'm noticing is that there are these very small, very incremental changes. Like I was having a problem of being on time for stuff, for picking up my son, let's say specifically. I would get there like 2:35, 2:30, after 2:30, a little later, but just usually late, some kind of way late. Because I started giving up some of these things to God, all of a sudden it's like I really care about being on time. I didn't really care that much. I cared a little bit, but not that much. Now it's like there's this actual desire. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to be there early. I have to be there on time. Like I just start to care. My house, there's parts of my house that are just dirty. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but my house is not, I'm not a house wifey person where it's like, oh, I can't wait to clean the floor. I can't wait to do this. That's just not me. My daughter just came in the room. Hi, baby. So, I'm not that person. And so for me, I just got rid of the limiting belief that I don't need to take care of my man. And the thing about it is my man is willing to take care of me. He's willing to do dishes, wash clothes, cook, when he's available. Like he has to work, he works full time and I stay home. So, that's really my job that I signed on for, even though I didn't want to. Well, I did and I didn't. That's a whole nother story. But, so, the bottom line is that I'm not really a housewifey person. So the whole housewife thing, take care of the house, just I didn't really do a good job at it, quite honestly. So I've been working at that. But when I got rid of that belief that I don't need to take care of my man, that kind of relinquished the dread of having to do housework. I was getting through it, but it was like all of a sudden it didn't make me angry anymore. Last night, I had made dinner already, and my husband came home, and the food was ready. And I said, I'll make you a plate. Now, I've made my husband a plate before. This is not new. But he came in, and I didn't have a plate made already, and he was going to go make his own plate. And I said, no, you sit down. I'll make you a plate. I'll make you a plate. And he stood there and looked back like, okay. And I'm like, well, he's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. I said, well, I just want to make you a plate. I'll do it. And I got up and I started trying to make him a plate and pushed him out the way. So it was just so funny because he's like, it's just weird that you're just going to make me a plate. Like I said, I've made him plates in the past, but to go out of my way to be like, oh, no, I'll get up to just make you this plate right now when he was about to go make it. It's just different. That's just not normal. So I said, there's no arsenic in the food. Don't worry, And he was just like, okay. There was no argument, where it's like, oh, Lord, is the child trying to poison me or something? That kind of thing. It was just, I'll just make you a plate, like, for no reason. So that's an incremental change. That's an incremental change that's just like, my attitude changing, my, the ideas, the thoughts behind my negative attitudes or my limiting beliefs are changing. There's an adjustment to who I am and who I used to be to who I'm becoming. So I just want to bring light to those little small changes or incremental changes that we're going through, to notice them and pay attention to them, because sometimes those are the little teeny tiny things, like, me cleaning out the tub yesterday and, me cleaning my sink and my toilet and all those type of things, just because they need to be done. Me making dinner in advance, like 3 and 4 dinners ahead of time. Like we usually try to keep a couple of meals in the fridge at a time so we don't have to cook like that day. But there are times where I kind of like life catches up and then I end up not cooking all the meals I need to. Like, so we don't have like, a meat, some starches, some vegetables already in Tupperware in the fridge. Well, if I do that, it makes things easier. But there are times where I just kind of fall back and it's like, oh, I don't know. And even breakfast, I have breakfast in the fridge too, like certain meats in the fridge ahead of time, eggs, whatever I might be making. If I start falling behind in that, I know that I'm like falling backwards. But recently, I'm starting to actually cook those meals ahead of time. I'm starting to make those things, I'm actually putting clothes away. Not just, like, I'm a pile person, as my husband calls me. You just put everything in piles. Okay, yes, I do. The children started piling up stuff. It's in the pile. Their clothes are in the pile. I'm like, oh, that's not good that they think this is a norm to put their clothes in piles and not put them in the closet or whatever they go. So I started to yesterday put away the clothes and put them in the closet and put them where they need to go. You know, when I had the time to do it. I mean, not saying I never put the clothes away, but sometimes it takes me a minute to put those clothes away where they need to go. These are just incremental changes. My attitude is changing about things. You know, I'm making phone calls to people that I don't normally make. Reaching out, you know, there's still one big hurdle I have to overcome, which is planning my schedule daily. God is still guiding that process, and I'm inching slowly towards getting better with that. So I'm looking forward to the changes there, but I just wanted to talk about, you know, these incremental changes, these small changes that you can pay attention to and know that you are growing, because sometimes you can get locked down into what you're doing and what's happening in the moment and not realize that there are small changes that are happening right now that you're not noticing. That, like, I always do the scale from 1 to 10. So like if you're on a scale, if 1 is bad or no change and 10 is like, you know, up here is like great that you're changing completely, then if you're like, okay, let's say the dishes. I hate doing dishes. I hate doing dishes. Although now I'm not as angry about it. I used to really hate them, but now it's not as bad. But I still don't enjoy doing dishes. But before it was like a 1. Like we were in my wedding, and my husband was bringing up the dishes about me doing the dishes because it's like, whatever, good luck with that. You know, then now I have the dishes. I get them done a lot faster. Like I try to get them done in the morning by setting up a routine. I don't always complete that routine sometimes, but my bottom line is that I try to get the dishes done on a regular basis. So like before I was like at a 1. I'm sorry, I was talking about the scale from 1 to 10. So before I was like at a 1 when it came to getting the dishes done. Now I'm like at a 5 and getting the dishes done more routinely. So like, you know, eventually I'll be at like a 6, 7, 8, 9, and a 10 would be when I actually get them done like every day. The dishes are always done like clockwork, like there's just a system in place, everything's set up. Well, those incremental changes, like for me to go from 1 to 2 is a good change. For me to go from 3 to 4 is a good change. From 4 to 5 is like progress. So I might not jump from like 1 to 10 all at one time. It may take me months to jump that way. Some areas you might just jump. That's fine. Like being on time. Actually, I didn't know. Being on time is taking increments too. So I'll talk about that later. But with the dishes, you know, those incremental changes are important. So you got to just pay attention to those and just give yourself a pat on the back and dap. You know, the kids told me how to dap when I was doing a workshop. So, you know, give yourself some love when it comes to, you know, celebrating those incremental successes. Talk to somebody about it. Share somebody with it about it. You should have your mentor set up. You know, you should be getting these small steps, getting support systems set up in your life so that you can celebrate with somebody that loves you, that appreciates you, that, you know, that's cheering for you, so that whenever you hit these incremental steps, there's somebody out there is like, yes, you did it. And if you can't find somebody else, then come to my page and we can celebrate it with you, because we are going to look forward to everybody's incremental successes, whether it's in parenting, whether it's in finances, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in, you know, your career, yourself, your spiritual, your healthy weight, whatever that might be. Let's celebrate together so that we can find ways to celebrate each other's successes and be able to like live the lives that God made us. Okay, so thank you for joining me today about incremental success, and hopefully this helps somebody on their legacy. So live your legacy. Bye.